Welcome, Professor, to our assignment number 1. Our team is integrated by Aquetzali Garcia Diaz, Laureli de Ramos Mar, and Luis Merada Leon Leon. During this first partial, we learn about first and second language acquisition theories, and for this first assignment, we are going to have a little discussion about similarities and differences between first and second language acquisition theories. Well, the first question is, what are the process to acquire the first and second language?
Well, we know that all the babies learn a first language by just being in an environment where there's there are speakers of the language they're going to acquire, and so we know that they need to be with human beings because they cannot just learn a language by electronic devices, and that's according to Conboy and Cool, because they cannot make differences in between the phonemic things. For example, a baby that is going to become an Arabic speaker, it's not going to difference between ba and ba when he's a year old. But a baby that is surrounded by more languages can have a longer ability to make that difference.
And also, when children are between 3 and 4 years, they continue learning new vocabulary, and in this stage they can use correctly plural nouns, grammatical markers, and temporal verbs.
You are both correct. For learning a second language, there are a lot of theories that explain it, because not everyone learns in the same way. But in all of them, the learning usually acquires the language in a conscious way.
Also, something important is that scholar years, children have acquired the basic language knowledge for the age they have.
Yes, there's also said that children cannot acquire too fast the using of the plural nouns, so they need to acquire it. But it's most probably that they will acquire that in the scholar years than in their own houses.
The second question is, what are the similarities and differences between first and second language acquisition theories? With respect to behaviorism, Skinner says that behaviorism is based on imitating, and is the same way in both theories for first and second language acquisition.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's not kind of the same, because for acquiring a first language, the child make habits that help him to acquire a first language. But it is easy because he has nothing inside his brain, and he doesn't have a language. But for acquiring a second language, it's kind of hard for the person, because this time it's in a conscious way. So when it tries to apply those habits, it can be kind of hard, because it's way more different acquire a second language than a first language when you doesn't have a native language.
Respect innatism, Chomsky says that children are biologically programmed for a language. This part is called universal grammar.
Well, just to remark that we have to remember that universal grammar is the innate linguistic knowledge that we already have.
The similarity between innatives for first and second language is that Chomsky says that we use the same cerebral functions for learn a first and a second language. And so for interactionism, we have to practice with other speakers the language we are learning for both languages. If we are native, or we are going to be native, or if we are going to acquire a second language.
That's right, but that's just for the theories of Vygotsky and Locke.
Perspective.
Yes, from their perspective. But according to Piaget, yes, the children need to interact, but with things. So a children cannot learn a language if there are things. For example, they need to be like, this is a book, and they need to touch the book and see that the book has pages, so he can learn what a book is by seeing it and touching it. And so Schmidt said in the noticing part that maybe they don't interact at all with things, but they have to notice features of the language. So they need to see what they're talking about in another language, like a kid, to learn what everything is by seeing it and noticing it.
Okay, so the difference in the first theory talk about behaviorism is when you learn the first language and you make a mistake, everyone laugh. But when you learn the second language and you make a mistake, the professor correct you in a strict and professional way.
And for ignitism, the difference is that in the theory for second language, is not a grammar. Universal grammar is not enough for learn a language. So you need contemplate the monitor model by crashing. It includes acquisition and learning, natural order, comprehensible inputs, and affective filter. That's the difference between both theories.
Okay, so in conclusion, all these theories have differences and similarities, but what they all have in common is that we all need a process to learn a first and a second language. Maybe we don't learn in the same way, and we all have a different way to learn, but at the end, we learn the language.